Life's changing pretty fast. I'm trying to adapt. It's pretty intense though, because a lot of us are in the same generation of like, we were born before the internet. We lived before the internet. That's why we act the way we act. And it's good. I like us. Yeah. I think that's the separation in people. I don't think it's politics, rich, poor, male, female, race, none of that. It's, have you lived before the internet? Because that's the divider, because I tour a lot of colleges, and college kids used to be like a blast, and now they're just like, don't look at me, white man. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you're also a white man. It's like, I identify as black. I'm like, what? And I'm not, I've been around long enough to know that no one is just bad. So I don't judge. I've had thoughts in my head that there's a group of people that I hate, and then it turns out that they're fine. And so I, we all have that. And so these people, at first I hated them. And then I realized that they're just kind of like indoor cats. They're not bad. They're like indoor cats. Where they're not like mean, they just haven't been exposed to the outside world. So they just kind of sit on their little perch and just look at you and go. And you're like, hey, and they're like, and I'm like, okay, you're just an indoor cat. And it's not bad. They have a saucer of milk. They're like, this is my milk. And I'm like, all right. And now I feel for them because I thought they were weak. They're not weak. They're doing the best they can in the world that I didn't have to go through. Like when I was a kid, and a lot of us were kids, we didn't know anything, so we could do stuff. Like we were still like debating seatbelts. Like we knew what was in the newspaper and the milk carton. Oh, no way, a little kid in Alaska, that sucks. Yeah, but one milk carton, that's it. Now the internet, just a horror show, and you don't know any of these people, or you don't live, you go on your porch and it's just birds and stuff, but you're in this world of craziness, and we didn't have to do that. Like, we had to tell if someone was lying by looking in their eyes. Remember that? Remember those fun days? You could just lie. Like someone could just be like, yeah, man, I invented mic stands. And you just have to look in their eyes like, I think you're full of shit. People don't have to look in the eyes anymore. You just Google it. No, it was invented by Senior Mic Stand III. Like, we don't have to look in faces. And it's also like, now you can screen your world. You only follow who you want to, who agrees with you. If anyone calls you that causes you mild PTSD, you can hit decline. We didn't even have caller ID. If that phone rang, you had to answer it. It could have been anybody. Good or bad, could have been an emergency, you could have just won the sweepstakes. So the way you answered was a lot of hope. Even if that hope shifted, but you're just like, hello? Other person? And then no matter what happened, you had to deal with it. You had to talk to that person. And I got to play in parks by myself. Like my mom would be like, go play in the park. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, you're 9 now. Go do it. And I come home, I'm like, I'm missing a tooth. And she's like, what happened? I'm like, I kicked dirt on this kid and he hit me. And she's like, yeah, don't talk shit. What's wrong with you? And that's how you learn pecking orders and not to be a dick. Because there's repercussions. If you're a dick, you lost a tooth. Now there's no repercussions. You can just say anything to anybody and just go like this. I'd come home, I'd be like, Mom, I think I got molested. And she'd be like, how bad was it? I'm like, not that bad. A guy was wearing sweatpants, he said he had candy, but then I touched his dick and I ran home. And she's like, you can brush that one off. Just don't go down that street anymore. That dude's a creep. And I'm like, lesson learned. That was it. But now there's so much crazy stuff that we're exposed to all day in our little internet world and cable news. CNN reported on Ebola for 6 months. The death toll finally climbed to 1 in America. Ebola killed 1 person in America. You're more likely statistically to die from the hands of O.J. Simpson. He killed 2 Americans. A bullet killed one. You're twice as likely to die from a running back of the Buffalo Bills. But as a parent, I know, like, it's not worth the risk sometimes when you're scared. So you're like, get inside, Timmy. There's a bullet in the grass. You know, and the kid runs inside. And then he's there till he's 20. And he's a fucking indoor cat.